Hi everyone. Here's a little relationship tip for when you get into the blame game, or you find yourself getting defensive, or you find that person that you love most dearly doing that thing again that really cuts to the core. It's possible that sometimes in relationships we can carry quiet resentment, allowing it to build up over the years until one day we decide internally that we're going to change how we respond to that person and how we show up for them. But we don't actually tell the other person that's what we're doing. When we do that silently, without saying what's really going on for us underneath it all, it's possible that something can go quite wrong. We can end up with resentment and unintended harm. And what often happens is this: we're trying to communicate our hurt, but it comes out kind of sideways. And the other person can experience a sense of distancing, a sharpness, perhaps even feeling like a knife has been stuck into them somehow, and a withdrawal. And consequently, they might want to go down the blame game or the defensive route and say, no, I didn't do that. But they just might feel rejected. Whatever it is, when underneath, all we're actually doing is seeking a change in their behavior. We're not seeking to change the person. But the trouble is that can still hurt quite a lot, even when harm was never the intention in the first place. And it's important to stay grounded and present and in the moment here. And the work, when we do it, is about staying in the moment, not dragging up everything from way back when. That familiar thing that happens again and again, and now we're going to do something about it. We have to come from a position of awareness. It's happening right now. That tone, that comment, that look, that thing that they do. And instead of reacting or storing it up, pause. Just pause for a moment and breathe. And then speak from the feeling, not from the accusation. So something like, when you said that, or when you did that thing, it made me feel like this. It made me feel hurt. It made me feel dismissed. It made me feel overlooked or unseen. And what I'd really like for you to do or say is this: I'd really appreciate that. And then just pause for a minute. Let's hope they're not coming back with a kind of defensiveness. And you say just gently, did you hear what I just said? Do you get what I'm trying to say here? I'm not trying to trap you. I'm not trying to win anything. I just want to check that you've understood what you've heard. And this matters because blame can sometimes invite defense. So if we fall into the blame trap, the other person will say something like, but you do that too. And you know that's not what I meant. And you know, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that thing that you just accused me of saying. Oh, I didn't shout. But suddenly we're no longer talking about the actual feeling that that person has come with. We're arguing about the different facts. So here's something important: another person's feelings are valid. So whatever's happened in that little transaction and the person has come back with something else, if you can kind of pause and reflect and not go down the other person's track, just checking your understanding. But it's important to understand that other people's feelings are valid. So, for example, a child might say to a parent when they grow up, when perhaps the parents have been through a difficult time and they've gone through divorce or separation, it can leave the children feeling, as grown-up adults, perhaps they felt neglected in some way as kids, because they don't really know what it was like for the parent, and they're not likely to know because they're not the parent. But that child saying, oh, I felt neglected, or that spouse saying, I felt unheard, is still a valid feeling. Whether or not you're the cause of it, it has happened. And so we have to invite a repair. We have to lose the blame. We have to lose the sense of, I've got to defend myself. Going into that listening mode, really hearing what another person said. Acknowledging another's perspective doesn't mean you have to agree with it. And also that expression, we have to agree to disagree, doesn't really help anyone, because in fact, that is what you're doing anyway. So just, is there a need to actually say that? It's also enforcing the fact that that person perhaps holds the moral higher ground, which in fact they don't. We're all people. We're all on this earth together to muddle on through. So it's just recognizing that their inner experience is real and valid for them. You can invite comment. You say, oh, that's interesting you feel that way, or I'm sorry you feel that way. Is there anything I can do that might help? Again, you're inviting a conversation. And sometimes we have hurt people without realizing it. Again, if we come from the position of suggesting that everybody means well, it takes the sting out of anything. It doesn't make us bad people, it makes us human. So the question comes like this: can we speak our hurt without blame? And can we listen without needing to defend? I wonder what your story is.